You're listening to the Cashology podcast by FNBO, a place dedicated to helping you become more financially savvy every day. It's a little like school, but your only homework is living your best financial life. I'm your host, Justin, and class is now in session. Welcome back to the Cashology podcast, a place where we dive deep into personal finance to bring you actionable insights and real-life wisdom. Today, we're excited to have Elyse Lyons, better known as the Savvy Sagittarius. Elyse is well known as the queen of the no-spend month, but she is also a meal planning master, and she's here to share how this simple practice can transform your finances. Elyse, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. It's round 3, so I'm glad you stuck out this far, right?
It's such a cool opportunity to meet some new people.
Oh, absolutely. So before we jump into the topic of meal planning, could you just tell our listeners who are tuning in maybe for the first time who you are, just a little bit about yourself? They might not be familiar with you.
Yeah. Like you said, my name's Elyse. I run the Savvy Sagittarius on Instagram, TikTok, and a blog. But I really started sharing my journey because I wanted to pay off debt at 22 and didn't see anyone else like me paying off debt. So now I've been sharing my financial journey for the last 7 years, and it's just been a really cool journey.
That's very cool. Yeah, I'm following you on TikTok, so it's great. So the listeners should be as well. So today we're talking about meal prepping, meal planning. So for our listeners who are new to meal planning, could you explain what it entails and how it's benefited your financial journey?
Absolutely. Meal planning essentially is going and sitting down before the week starts and having a plan of what you're going to eat. And that sounds so simple, but I know that life gets crazy and we don't always stick to the plan. So hoping to share some tips on how to actually stick to your plan and create something that's realistic for your life. But groceries is, in my opinion, the fastest way to blow your budget and the easiest ways to save, because it's so variable depending on every trip to the grocery store.
Oh, man, that's so true. Like today, our grocery shopping planning is literally my wife asks, what should we get for groceries this week? And I say, what did we get last week? Just do that again, I guess. So
next week, you should have a meal that you really want and surprise her by being like, I really want this. Here's all the ingredients that we need.
Oh, there we go. Not just meal planning hacks. These are relationship hacks. These are good. These are good things to know. So somebody that wants to get started with meal planning, what are some essential tools that you would recommend? And how do these tools help facilitate a more cost-effective and streamlined process?
I think number one is really sitting down with your actual calendar and not just the meal plan, but sitting down and looking at hey, do we have sports things Wednesday night? Do we have church things? Do we have all these things what are we realistically going to eat on that night? I think so often we go into this sounds good. We open up Pinterest and we're like, oh, here's a meal with 30 ingredients. It's going to take 7 hours to prepare. Yeah. And we plan it for our busiest day. And I think that taking a really good look at your calendar first and saying okay, Wednesday's a busy day. Thursday we have late meetings, and planning meals that you're actually going to reach for instead of all these top chef kind of meals.
Absolutely. I think looking at your calendar is so important because I don't know how many times we've done, this is what we're going to eat this week. And then, oh man, we had a conference on site. So we bought food for 2 days and they're providing food. So
yes,
there goes that whole thing. And then now you have food waste.
Yes. And going into food waste, I think that kind of getting that creativity with, hey, I bought lettuce and tomatoes for tacos. How can we use them in a meal in a day or two? And that's such an essential part of the meal plan that I think is missing. Oftentimes is kind of, hey, I know we're going to have enough ingredients for 2 meals. How do we figure out how to use it up so we don't have this lettuce sitting in our fridge going bad?
Yes. Yeah, that's really good. So can you shed some light on how you approach planning your meal schedules?
So I sit down every Sunday. I do what I call a Sunday reset, and it's 10 things on my list that help me save money and prevent me from unplanned spending. And so I will go in, sit down, and create the meal plan based on my schedule. And then I will stand in my kitchen and look at what I have already there and try to make as many meals as possible based on what's in my kitchen. And then as I'm making that list, I will use like Walmart grocery pickup or in, I guess, the Midwest is Hy-Vee grocery pickup every once in a while. And so I'll use those as a way to like not go in the grocery store and spend more money, or kind of look at the sales ahead of time to see like what's on sale right now and can I make a meal out of that. And then I have a marker board on the side of my fridge where I list out all of the meals that are possible to make from what's in my kitchen. So if I need to pivot midway through the week, I have backup ideas, and it's not like,
cool.
what did I think again? Like, so that marker board has been absolutely essential to my meal planning.
Do you just have like have written out recipes then, like on your marker board of like, oh, for ground beef, right? Oh, we could do tacos or like kind of things like that? Or
Yeah,
like
so
what does that kind of look like?
I will list out like all of my breakfast ideas, and I'll like write breakfast. And I'm like, we have these 10 things that we could eat for breakfast. For dinner, we have, these 10 meals that we could eat for dinner. I have a little space at the top where I'm like, these ingredients need to be used up like in the next couple days before they go bad. And then I will write like a list of snacks that we have in the house. So I don't have to stand there with the fridge open thinking like we have nothing.
Yes.
Because I have the list. Like I know I have food. It's just, I think that decision fatigue is not talked about enough.
100%.
I want to say, I read a statistic that we make like 35,000 decisions in a day, and women statistically make more. Yeah, 35,000 casually. And so, but the more decisions that you make in a day, the worse the decisions get throughout the day, because you just stop like wanting to put the effort in. So if you can take that and kind of prepare for that, I think that you can save a ton of money on groceries. So you're not standing in the kitchen doing that. Like, what are we having for dinner today?
So can I ask then, do you like have a go-to way to prep food? So I know when we started meal prepping, all the rage was like crock pots, like 3 years, like, oh, get a crock pot it. And then we would do that. We would make meals in bulk. And then it's like, oh, we're just eating shredded chicken all week because we made enough to feed a village. And so like, do you have like a pretty standard, or do you kind of like just cook as you go throughout the week?
I will do like a combination of it. I'm lucky that I work from home, so I do get to throw things in the crock pot at like 10 a.m.
Nice.
So if I know that I have like a late meeting, I will throw something in the crock pot because I'm running to daycare, running back. And the chance of me picking up takeout on the way back, if I don't know what's for dinner, it's happening.
Yep.
So I do use my crock pot, and I have used Pinterest to come up with like more than shredded chicken.
Oh, okay.
But I will also do the shredded chicken and leave it like pretty basic, salt, pepper, garlic. And then you can, throughout the week, if you have the bulk shredded chicken, you can add salsa and cheese to it one night. You can add marinara to it another night. You can add barbecue to it another night. And so you can kind of have a very different meal.
Never thought of that.
Yes. The sauces are the key.
Oh, never thought. That's like, so now that you've said that, I'm like, duh, that's like.
If you can kind of focus on 1 or 2 meats a week and then like change the other things, I think that is like the best way to get like a meal plan that is going to work for you for the week.
Oh, I'm like writing that down. I can't believe that's like so basic that's genius.
I really figured it out when I was military, and so I was trying to like maintain my weight, not eat out a bunch. And one of the other guys that's like, I eat chicken and rice for 7 days a week, every single meal, 3 times. And I was like, how do you not get bored? And he's like, oh, I just changed the sauce. Like sometimes it's salsa, sometimes it's barbecue, sometimes it's marinara. I'm like, that's genius.
Yes.
Like,
that's so smart. Okay. So you're a parent. So do you have any particular advice for parents, maybe, or even specifically for those that have picky kids?
I have been blessed with the least picky eater in the whole world. And I know that there's kind of a difference between picky and then like sensory issues too. So like, I want to kind of highlight that like if there is a sensory issue, then it is not necessarily like this advice is not going to apply. But I just made my kid what I was eating since day one.
Okay.
My kid's favorite food is sushi. That's an expensive habit that I'm going to regret later, but we'll be in the grocery store and he's like, sushi. And I'm like, okay, how many 3-year-olds are getting excited about sushi? But so I have been really lucky with that. However, I do normally have, some backup foods on hand. I always have peanut butter and jelly. I almost always have some kind of chicken nuggets or something in the fridge. And then I will prep all of my fruits at the beginning of the week, like right after I buy them. I will wash and cut anything that that's like fruit or veggies. And I will give him like fruit or veggies right before the meal. So that like that period when you're in the kitchen cooking and he's like, I want a snack. And you're like, I'm making dinner. I just put out fruits and veggies as like the appetizer. And he almost always eats them for that appetizer because that's what's available.
I think I just realized my wife probably sees me as a 3-year-old child. Sometimes when she's cooking, I'm just like, ooh, I want a snack. So Lauren, if you're listening, you just need to get prepped fruits and vegetables, and that's what you can give me. And so I'm not eating junk food while I wait for dinner. Or
I saw a post on TikTok that had like the like old style veggie trays with the different compartments. Yeah. And they just prepped a veggie tray and a fruit tray every single week. And then it was like out, they put it out, they would put it back in the fridge. Oh,
that's cool.
But at the end of the week, they would make like a fruit salad or a veggie stir fry with it, with whatever was left. So they're still using up that fruits and veggies that was in the tray if there's anything left. But having that, like, this is here for a snack if you want it, but then having it as a meal option as well.
Oh, man. Okay, so this feeds into like the next question I had, but like I think you've already given some like banger tips. But any techniques for those who might already be well-versed in meal planning, but are looking to enhance the approach? So we've already talked about one protein, switch it up, turn vegetables into a stir fry. Anything else like that?
I think one of my number one tips, especially with having, a toddler, my rule is kind of one frozen, one fresh, one canned for fruits and vegetables. And so I will buy like frozen strawberries or the like mixed fruit. I will buy like fresh grapes or bananas, and then I will buy like canned peaches or pears or something. And so we have different options so that, maybe the canned stuff waits till next week. It can last a little bit longer, but we have different options throughout the week so that we're not buying a bunch of fresh things and then having them go bad if your kid suddenly decides that they don't like strawberries anymore.
So diversify your sauces, diversify your food purposes, and diversify the freshness of the ingredient, if you will, frozen, canned. Oh, I love that. That's really great.
I love I use the hashtag on my Instagram stories a lot of the like zero food waste, but kind of that conversation of like, hey, I have like back to the tacos. I have lettuce to use up. I need to use it before it goes bad, and kind of just creating your meal plan, like in the days following or that next week around those ingredients that need to be used up before they go bad.
Okay. Then the last question, I guess, to wrap this up. And I'll go first. What is your go-to like meal prepping recipe, your favorite dish to make that you could probably like make every week? And so for me, I grew up in an Asian household. So like rice was in every meal. It was a non-negotiable. My mom would not let us not eat rice. And so now growing up, I have like rice. We make like rice pretty often, but then our prep is we make it, refrigerate it, and then we always have like fried rice. At least we make homemade fried rice once a week. And so
all the time.
Absolutely love it. Like gotta have it. What about you? Like what's your go-to meal prep?
I feel like wraps or burritos are like
burritos
every time, like especially if I can make the like filling for it ahead of time and like prep that. And then when I go to warm it up, I just put it in a tortilla because it's so like it can be breakfast, it can be lunch, it can be a snack. You can do snack wraps or tacos or, it's just so versatile that it doesn't feel like you're eating the same thing, but it's the same ingredients.
Well, Elyse, thank you so much for joining on the podcast. And this is episode 3. It was absolutely wonderful to have you in this short little series, if you will. Really appreciate you taking the time to kind of just sit and chat with me about different financial topics of all kinds.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. To connect with Savvy Sagittarius and dive deeper into her financial wellness insights, you can find her on Instagram and TikTok at the Savvy Sagittarius. For more resources, check out fnbo.com or subscribe to us on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platform. Consider giving us a rating and a review as they help us get the word out. And remember, our discussions are designed to inform and inspire. For personalized advice, we always recommend consulting a financial professional. Until next time, keep on making smart financial choices, and thanks for listening to the Cashology Podcast. First National Bank of Omaha is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Podcasts provided by the bank are for informational purposes only and not intended to offer specific advice. It's crucial to consult a financial professional for personalized guidance when making decisions about your financial situation. Deposit products offered by the bank are FDIC insured for added security. However, investment products offered are not FDIC insured, not deposits or obligations of the bank, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, and may lose value over time. Lastly, please note the Cashology Podcast is copyrighted by First National Bank of Omaha.